I want to have an opinion about those boring-ass Marvel movies. And I want those opinions to be of any concern to the people making them.
Well, I want to have so much behind me. I'm not a slave to what's in front of me. Especially these flavorless, unremarkable Marvel movies.
But they are so not a big deal.
I know!
It's just all there is.
Alright, this isn't going to be like a normal video. I just got to get this off my chest. So, about a week ago, Avengers Endgame came out, and it's been the end of the MCU as we know it, and a lot of people are pissed. Not that it ended, but because of three big reasons I've been seeing over and over again in these clickbait title articles. There's a very new saying, people will get mad at anything, and oh my gosh, people are just furious at the MCU right now. They've been furious at it for years and years, but now that it's ending, people are trying to put that last nail in the coffin while it's trying to have this graceful exit. Now, this might just be the ramblings of some white cis fanboy. Man, I feel like I gotta say it. So here's how it is. There are three big problems, apparently, with Avengers Endgame. Number one is the time travel. Number two is how it portrays female characters. And number three is its ending proper. And, oh my goodness, if I have to explain how each of these three are non-issues for a goddamn comic book movie. So, here we go. Number one, the time travel. Everyone's pissed about the mechanics of this time travel thing. Everyone's like, oh, well, it wouldn't work because of this, and it wouldn't work because of that. So, they use time travel in this movie. And everyone's trying to argue the logistics of, oh, it wouldn't work because of this. And they push up their glasses and they stick their nose up at a goddamn comic book movie. Guys, calm the fuck down. This movie is not trying to be logical. This is a movie clearly built on emotion. You get as much as you've given over the last decade. And clearly you're not getting what you want. Obviously, but it doesn't mean you have to look at this and be like, this isn't high film, this isn't true art. Go away. We don't want your negative opinions right now. So everyone's trying to say, oh, the time travel wouldn't work because of this or because of that, because this is how time travel really works. Time travel's not real, guys. I don't know. Time travel's not real. Time travel in any movie ever works exactly how the writers want it to work. Writers use it as a way to tell whatever story that they want to make. Is it nonsensical? Is it cheap? Yeah, sometimes, but it's used to inform the world or the characters. In this particular movie, it was used to do highlights of the last 10 years of the fucking series. And y'all just... you're so angry about it. You're like, oh, it can't work because they moved objects and it changed the course of... and what about the multiverse and the... oh my god... It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter at all. It was used to do this highlight reel of sorts over an hour to show you all these cool events so you could go, oh, I remember that. I remember how I felt when I saw this 5 years ago with my friends or with my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whoever. But instead, a bunch of you took this as an opportunity to go, actually, if they were there at that point in time, then this could never have worked. And if Steve used the time travel to go back, then he must have screwed up the timeline. And then if the timeline was screwed up, then everyone's fucking dead and everything. It's a movie where people can throw a hammer and fly, and a guy can get green and lift a car. Like, come on. Now is not the time to think logically about this kind of stuff. Time travel, how it works, doesn't matter. The fact that it works is a thematic tool to show that the heroes are trying to overcome a previous failure while also, in a very literal sense, relive these past events for you, the audience. It's fan service. You're the fans. You want to be serviced. You want to be shown cool stuff. Here's the cool stuff. Enjoy it. No, enjoy it. Oh my god. Okay, I'll take it away. The next step A lot of articles are coming out now about how the female characters in this movie were just poorly treated as set dressing, as props for the heroes, as ferrymen. And I've seen some folks saying, oh my gosh, this movie is so bad because all the female characters in this movie just get shit on and captured and murdered. And then I see other articles where it's like, oh my gosh, all the female characters in this movie, they do all the heavy lifting, they do all the fighting while the guys just sit in the silence. Like, what the fuck?
It has turned into the MC Bree. I'm starting to think that she has pictures of Kevin Feige. She's got some major dirt on Kevin Feige because he is her biggest cheerleader. Hashtag me too, or I can't resist. Hashtag Bree too.
I consider myself pretty moderate on this. There are folks on far one side who say the female characters didn't do enough in this movie. There are folks on the other side who say, oh my gosh, this was just a fucking pandering ass movie. It was so contrived. Captain Marvel's too good. Both of you can just stop. You gotta stop. I feel that this movie treated each of its characters in a way that they deserved. These writers have been doing this for a decade. They kind of know how all these characters feel. I'm defending this movie and this movie only. Black Widow in particular, a lot of people are upset that she's the only one who died, and she just conveniently was the only woman on the team when the team first started. Y'all, I don't think she was killed because she was a woman. I think she died because it was a good narrative end for her story to be complete. Now, a lot of people can argue with that, and that's perfectly okay. But my personal thought is this, and this is getting into what a lot of people are mad about right now, which is the endings of these characters. In my personal opinion, each of the core 6 characters, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Hawkeye, and Black Widow, each of them received their version of paradise at the end of this movie. And it's going to sound weird, but let me just explain it before you all get mad and you just type in the comments like you've been doing for the last 7 days. Black Widow's ending, I feel, was a perfect closing of a door for what she had said in Age of Ultron. She kept repeating how she was sterilized, which was super contrived, and they kind of went with it. She kept talking about how she didn't belong in this world, that she didn't have a place. In this movie, she has a place. She's at the center of this new version of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she's organizing this thing galactically. She's doing more work than any of the fucking dudes are. And it's good, and it's effective. And in the end, she gives her life to save trillions. If you want to go the Joss Whedon route, she's the mother of all these trillions because she gave them life again. But if you don't want to go that far, because I kind of don't, she was important. She was of universal, cosmic level importance. Without her, they would not have succeeded. She has a place in the universe, and she will be remembered because she was outstanding and amazing. Now, there are some people who are going to say, they just killed her off because she was a woman. I don't believe that at all. I believe that just because you're a woman does not mean you escape death in movies. And I don't think it means you can only die for male angst. She didn't die for male angst. She died because it fit her character. At least I thought it did. If it had been Wasp or Scarlet Witch or a different character who had done that play, I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't have bought it at all. So now to the endings. I've told you about my opinion on Black Widow. Hawkeye, he gets to live with his family, which he's been trying to do for the last 5 years, so good on him. That's a perfect paradise for a family man like him. Bruce Banner and the Hulk, they finally sort out their differences, they become one. From the beginning of the movie, Bruce Banner's a much happier, calmer individual because he's no longer living with that on his shoulder and on his chest, and you can feel the relief in all of his scenes. It's so nice. Thor escaped from destiny, which he thought would be his safety net, but it only doomed him in this movie, and he just it destroyed his life over the last 5 years, and now he's been able to be reborn, and now he can do whatever he wants. And I kind of hope he's not in Guardians 3, because the end of this movie, he's like, I can do whatever I want. And he can stay this forever young character, gallivanting through the galaxy, discovering his own way. And if he's not in Guardians 3, I think that'd be great, just because we would always have that thought in our head of he's off somewhere doing some adventure. We don't know what, but he's still out there being himself. Tony Stark got a great ending where He gave his life to protect others, and that's been something that's been haunting him since the very first Iron Man movie, that he survived when no one else did, and finally now he knows that everyone will be protected. His daughter, his wife, his friends, they will all be protected, and the final line he gets is, "You can rest now." And I think that's fucking beautiful. An ending I see a lot of people getting mad at is Captain America's ending. Because he goes back in time and he has this whole wonderful, peaceful life with Peggy Carter, and he gets old with her. And I've seen some people, some very angry people, saying, "Oh, this is a betrayal of everything he's learned as a character. His whole arc is about learning to change in this new world, and now to do this, it just completely goes back on this." Y'all, these are the same writers who wrote Winter Soldier. These are the same writers, same directors. These are the same people who've been in charge of the character since his very first movie. They know more about the character than I think we do. You all realize what happened at the end, right? One, Bucky said goodbye to him before he went time traveling. So I see a lot of people who are like quoting, "Oh, I'll be with you to the end of the line. What a traitor Captain America is." Y'all, the subtext is he talked to Bucky and they agreed on this. He didn't leave him out to dry. Bucky doesn't want to fight anymore. Cap doesn't want to fight anymore. They just want to live a normal life. Let them have their happy ending. And secondly, Cap's dead. You guys realize that, right? It's like Frodo going to live with the elves at the end of Return of the King. Frodo's dead. He got his paradise. Not in a literal sense is he dead, but in a very metaphorical sense, Captain America went off to have his normal life. He's not going to be in any movies after this. He went off. He's gone now. And he got to live happily ever after with the woman he loved. And there are people who are mad about this. Captain America, what was he going to do? What would your ending for Captain America have been? Him to stay an Avenger after all the things he's seen and to keep fighting the good fight? Sure. In a perfect comic book world, that's what he's doing right now. But these characters and these actors and these writers want to have an end because they can't keep making these movies. They want to give him a book ending, a happy ending. And what better way to do that than to go back to the beginning and give him the thing he's been fighting for this whole time? He finally gets that date that he promised her, Peggy Carter, years ago. But no, people are mad about it because for some reason it's a betrayal. Even though it's Captain America showing that even if it takes forever, even if it takes breaking the laws of time, he will keep his word. Nope, that's a betrayal of the Star-Spangled Man with the plan. Having a dance with his best girl. No, that's just an absolute betrayal. I can't stand that. Get out of here. Y'all gotta calm down. These are just movies. Let there be happy endings. If you want horrible endings, go. I have a great episode of Game of Thrones you can go watch in season 3, where everyone dies, no one lives happily ever after, and an evil tyrant laughs about it. A series of movies, 22 movies in 11 years, is unprecedented. Ending it at all is a challenge. Any idiot with a keyboard can write a beginning, but to write an ending, it's an insane undertaking. And these guys, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, really tried. They really tried. And the Russo brothers, they really tried to bring it to life. All these actors, they really went for it. And there's so many people who will just get up in arms and type away and be angry about what they've been given. You guys aren't required to see these movies. It's recommended because of their popularity, because they are the growing culture now. But you don't have to like them. Just stop being angry about the story decisions. See, Star Wars rants and Avengers rants and DC Comics rants about these stories weren't good enough because XYZ, XYZ, X. Y'all, if you want to see movies be better, go out, write, create, explore. Alright, if you don't think Captain America's ending was good enough, or if you don't like how Black Widow was treated, go write your own endings. Send them to me and I'll read them. Or send them to your friends and they'll read them, or your family. Find someone who will support you in this creative process. Go out and create. film an ending for this movie, film an ending for another movie, film a movie. Make something productive with your time instead of criticizing someone else's work and telling them they're no good, their characters wouldn't do this, their characters wouldn't do that. Instead, take that raw energy and be productive with it. That's all. I just had to get that off my chest. Take it for what it's worth. Go out, make something, and be nice to each other. Please. Hey y'all, feel free to check out my Patreon so you can get a credit at the end of the video, and maybe I'll make something for you. Alright, cool. Until next time.